Okay, so it's been a busy Sunday with so many news, and I got a couple of questions from somebody who watched one of the videos, and it was a really interesting set of questions, but it would take much longer to do those. So I went back to Twitter, and there was questions about Sean Spicer and Rice Priebus. So I thought, oh, let's see if the rumors are true that he spoke to Mueller, and what did he say? So it's a little complicated. I feel like I feel like he probably did speak to Miller, but I don't know. I think because of the results don't seem to be that bad for him. I don't know. I definitely think he said things, and okay, and I think that it will end relatively well for him. But I just want to go over the cards quickly. I put him here. This is Sean Spicer and Miller here, because the question was, has he told the truth to Miller, and has he told what he knows to Miller, and basically that was really the core question: has he told the truth to Miller, and what did he say? And so I think you have this. It's interesting because there's some cards related to betrayal, and not super positive cards, but in the context of the question, I think he did tell the truth. I don't think, because so this card here is a card of abrupt endings, and it's a card of basically this image cut, it's a sudden cuts and sudden, I don't know, sudden death isn't necessarily the word, but it's sort of like it's basically something that he couldn't, this is not something that falls into place with Miller's situation, meaning obviously he can't betray Miller, because it's not that, this is just not really the situation. So the only person he could have betrayed is the person he was working for. So you have this card here. This is an interesting card to show up. It's a card of commitment. It's the card that comes up with business arrangements, marriage. So this is, you could maybe see it as he made a deal with Miller or something. Or here, and then you have this card behind, which is also a very negative card. It's a card of a form of death, right? It's like a super depression or something. But you could also see it as he cut the commitment he had before. So he betrayed the commitment that he had before, which would be the definition of telling Miller the truth, right? Because he was part of this administration. I don't think, obviously, he was as bad as the others for several reasons, but I think if you look into the question and the situation, it would appear as though this is what is like, why would this show up, right? It's a commitment of some kind, and then breaking this commitment. And then it's just a strange and interesting card, because if you read it as, this is a card of fertility, pregnancy, spring, female energy, and this is a card, in a way it's a card of, some people say it's sexuality, and some people think it relates to an older person. I feel like in a way it's like a flower that blooms later, right? In a way I feel like it's something that whatever he tells Miller, it transforms his situation and gives him stability and makes him appear as makes him look attractive or look like he is much better, or it transforms him in some way. So that's how I see. I feel like this is a card of also like a betrayal behind someone's back, and it's like it shows a person burdened. So he's burdened by the betrayal, whatever betrayal he's doing. So I feel like it is a very odd and interesting situation, because here's like there's a woman, but it's like he's cutting the ties with money or woman or something, and then he is being a fox, basically maybe talking unburdening himself, like here his burden, through he's like shady moves. And again, because if I think of Mueller and I think of Sean Spicer, obviously Mueller is not somebody that you could be quote unquote shady with. It is not going to work. So the only situation that you could look at as in terms of shady is in his own situation, meaning, is he betraying someone? What is it doing? How has he acted? So, and if you look at those situations, even in a kind of a literary perspective, or you can only think of it as a kind of a Greek tragedy, and it never is about. It's not like the good, because you can argue that in this administration there's so much lying, right? That it's just a different degree of what is lying and what is treason, whatever that there's just so much that it's just a matter of degrees, and it's a matter of people betraying others and saving their skin. So it looks like he has spoken, and he has basically said things that will make others look bad. He has betrayed, basically, in a way, if you think of like how, I guess, Trump, according to news, like Trump sees him as this person, the fox, the person who betrays him, right, in a way. So it makes some sense, and in a way it could be that this undercuts some kind of deal. It shows some sort of deal that he's talking about, or something like that. So I wasn't sure about, so I read this and I was like, okay, what does it really mean? And so I pulled more cards to find out what exactly did he say, like what was the content of the conversation. So because could it be that, I don't know, who knows what was the situation where they were talking about, or I just wanted to find out more information. So then and then so I pulled 3 and 3 cards. So the mice card is a card of loss, theft, and here fish is card of like large amounts of money. So financial losses and opportunities, financial opportunities. So financial losses, and that become opportunities. And then after that, financial opportunities. And then if you look at the cards below, what it says is this is a person who is pursuing something very actively after a harvest. Person looking for money through people in the past and one he knows, people that he knows from the past. So you could argue that the things that he say was that he knew. I mean, again, obviously I don't know Sean Spicer, I don't know anything. I'm just reading the story that the cards are saying. So it's saying financial losses and financial opportunities through people from the past, the pursuit of money here, pursuit of money because of financial losses, and a person who is actively pursuing, who has suffered losses and is actually actively pursuing money, and the people that were involved in this in the past. And then I also pulled out a few more cards, because I wanted to know, and it was just the smaller cards. Let me pull this up here to show. And I thought, okay, what's going to happen to him once this dust settles, right? Because right now we could say, we don't know. I mean, once these things come out, there's just so much is going to come out. Like, what's going to happen to him? So here I would read this as a new home, or he goes. It's like he goes back to his kids and his family, and he moves. So it's like he moves to a new place, like he moves to a better situation, moves on, both literally and figuratively, meaning it looks like he goes back to his family, moves his family somewhere else, and moves on to a better situation. So that's what I think. Yes, I believe Sean Spicer has spoken. And I don't think, again, it's not clear what's going to happen to him. I don't know. There's just a lot. Of course, all these readings have been pretty bad. They make people look bad, but that was just a really clear-cut question, because, of course, I could go into him and his life and so forth, but that's not really relevant to our questions. And okay, and then I'm gonna do a Ryan's Priebus next. Okay, thanks for watching, and thanks for your comments. Bye.